I have the Apologia Exploring Creation with Zoology 1, which is Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day. This is the second edition. It's newer and updated. So Apologia graciously sent me this curriculum to review. So I have the textbook and then I have the notebooking journal. I'm going to go do a deep, in-depth flip through over everything and give you some ideas of how you can use it to make it your own. So first we have the textbook. My daughter will be using this at co-op, and she will be doing this the very first semester of co-op. So you can make this into like a one semester or a full year, depending on what you want to do and how busy your schedule is and all of that. That's generally, some people do a 1 year, some people do one per semester. Okay, so we have what is zoology, entomology. We have Butterflies and Friends, Supremely Social. We have Be Happy, Battling Beetles, Filthy Flies, and Bonafide Bugs. Interesting Insects. So as you can see, it's not just birds. I thought that this was going to be an entire book on just birds, but I was pleasantly surprised when I was looking through to see everything that they include. So they're even including things like tyrannical pterosaurus, birds in abundance, fascinating feathers fabricated for flying, nature's nifty nests, and matching and hatching. And then lastly, they have beloved bats, which is my least favorite chapter, but my daughter actually really loves bats, not my cup of tea. So here is a little introduction. Now this is a Christian curriculum. It is going to be taught from a young earth creationistic point of view, hence the name Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day. It's to represent the fifth day of creation. So there's always going to be scriptures throughout. There's going to be focusing back on God and his creation. There's an Apologia prayer for you, which is very lovely. There's an introduction, activities, they're kind of just giving an overview. Book extras, they have a little code. I covered it up with my little seal or walrus, but when you get that, you'll get the book extras code, and then the notebooking journals, which I'll show in just a minute. So this book is absolutely beautiful. You will definitely see that. Hopefully it'll show through the camera, but this is just a gorgeous book. So it's going to always start off with a welcome, and they are going to have realistic pictures in it as well as close-up photos. There's artwork that's incorporated with it, and then there's always different activities scattered throughout the chapter. So this one is a nature journal, so they can do this throughout the entire time that they do the course. Do a nature journal, set that up in the first chapter, and then they will go back to it. Go on a nature scavenger hunt. Okay, so you can pick and choose. You don't have to feel like you have to do every single activity and experiment, but they do provide a good amount, so that way you can choose what's going to best fit you and your child. They always have some art, but they always have gorgeous realistic close-ups. Some of them are a little creepy because they're insects, which you'll see soon, but some of them are pretty cool. So they're going to go through all of the classifications to kind of give you an idea of like where these creatures fall in the animal kingdom. So this one's pretty cool. They have, you don't have to do any supplies or anything. You could do it right in the book. How many butterflies in this swallowtail family can you collect? Can you find in this collection? The answer can be found in the back of the book, which I'll share in just a minute as well. So that some of the activities are right in the book, and you don't need to do anything special. Your child can do it on their own. Name your butterfly, make a mnemonic, some more information, some more experiments and activities. And this is a mobile menagerie. They are going to make this in the first chapter, and then they will reference it again all throughout the book. And then what do you remember? So there's kind of some questions all in a row that are open-ended. Some of them are looking for like a specific answer on what day of creation did God create the flying creatures. And then some of them are like, what is air pressure? So that's a little bit more, they have to be paying attention. They have to make sure that they can explain things, which is a great way of doing it. It's not multiple choice. It's kind of putting in their words what they remember. And it really helps to see if they really grasp the concept, if they really understood. Like I said, some of these up close are like very, wow. Every chapter is going to end with the what do you remember, and they do have the answers in the back as well. So now it's add an ant to your mobile menagerie. So each chapter they're going to be making these little these little creatures that relate to that chapter to make their own collection for this menagerie. I think it sounds like a pretty cute idea. Apologia goes into very, very in-depth detail. They do not, I don't know, for lack of better words, dumb anything down. They are giving the scientific names. They're going into very, very detail, and so it's not like a science light, fluffy type of curriculum. It's very sound, very solid. My daughter did botany last year, and the amount of stuff that she remembers is pretty incredible. Obviously, they can't remember everything, but your child will definitely learn a lot. Look at that gorgeous hummingbird. So pretty. And I can tell the pictures, the videos, oh, we're at the back section, not my favorite. The videos are not going to do justice to how pretty these pictures are in person. Okay, here's the appendix. So here is the supply list for every single lesson that you would need. So it's like a master supply list. You have it all in one spot. The answer key of what do you remember? So you can have the questions in case you're like, oh yeah, I can't remember that exactly. You have the answers right here. So that's for every single chapter. And then for the activity answer keys, again, the ones that were in the book that you don't necessarily have to go out and do anything or have supplies or anything, they're just kind of fun to do it right in the book. They'll have those answer keys as well. And then an index. So here we have the notebooking journal. Now, this is optional. You could just do the textbook and the activities in here. This adds a little bit more depth and richness, and I believe it just reinforces their learning when they're writing things down and have a little bit more hands-on. So it goes through all of the lessons. They have a schedule to follow, like a suggested schedule you can do, so that makes things a lot easier. Nature journal, and then the answer key at the back. So this is 2 days a week, suggested schedule, what you would do each week. I think that's so lovely that they lay that out for you. Awesome. So this is 28 weeks if you do it 2 days a week. If you do it 4 days a week, obviously it will be 14 weeks. And then that's how people do two books a year, 2 different units a year. If you want to do it once a year or one for the entire year, you would just need to do it 2 days per week. Okay, here is the parent guide. They're just going to give you information. Creation confirmation bookmark. So there's little activities in here too, which is pretty fun, I think. So each lesson that you do is going to have corresponding pages. And again, in the schedule, they'll tell you what page to do when. They have so many different types of activities in here. Here's that activity that I was sharing in the book. In case you don't want your child writing in your textbook, you want to resell it or use it for later on down the road, they have that in here. Go on a nature scavenger hunt. So as you can see here, all of these activities correspond with the ones that were in the book. So that way you're not kind of having to hunt and randomly like have random papers and all that over the place. It's all right here. And again, they provide that activity or that list so that you can have What do you remember? Okay, so remember those questions at the end. You can have your child do them aloud, or you can have them write it down if you want them to have it, maybe answer the questions on their own, or you just want them to have that writing practice. Either way, you could do whichever works best for your child. Here's that mobile menagerie. So after each chapter, you could take a picture, print it out, put it there. It's just kind of fun to see how it grows. Animal classification mini book. So cute. There's definitely a lot of rich activities in here that makes it more fun, come alive, different variety of activities and experiments they do. Okay, I'm kind of just gonna go through here so you can see what this is all about. I think this chapter looks very fun. I'm excited to listen to that one with her. Here is the notebooking or the nature journal right here. So they give you pages for that, kind of on your own. And then here's the answer key for the activity guide. Again, we have the textbook and the notebooking journal. Another aspect of this course is that Apologia has audiobooks for every single one of their courses. So what I did last year for my daughter when she did 2 of these Apologia courses is she would listen to the audiobook while she was sometimes playing Play-Doh or drawing or something like that. She'd be listening to the audiobook. She'd always have the book open right in front of her so that she could just follow along and see the pictures. And she was able to really concentrate and actually remember things, even though she, was playing Play-Doh or whatever. I know that there can be a lot of reading aloud as a homeschool mom. So I was loving the audiobook version last year. And sometimes she just wanted to hear someone else reading to her besides me, which was a win-win. So this is everything that you'd want to get. Definitely a beautiful book, solid, thorough curriculum. If there's any questions, please leave them down below. And if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.